Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Gaming Theater, but this is going to be a new series. It's kind of like Here's Leafy, where you accept, like, instead of making fun of people, I'm going to just talk about, you know, movies, games, things that are actually wrong with, like, the world and whatever, like, I'm not just making fun of people with like autism or like little kids because that's weird. This series is going to be called Pure Flash. I know I don't have a camera on me. I'm working on getting one. This is the best I can do for now. I do apologize. Um, yeah, no. So basically, I want to talk about my thoughts, honestly, on the new Death Note Netflix movie. Um, that just really, it really bothered me. It really did. Oops. Um, like it didn't make any sense. Not really. Um, like I get it was an adaptation. It was different. Like all the Walt Disney movies. Like Snow White and Cinderella. Those are adaptations of the original uh, Brothers Grimm. But they did it well, like very well. You know, like extremely well. Um, and some people say like, oh, it's hard. I know this topic's a little late, but I finally got the my microphone ready and everything set up. I just want to get it out there as fast as I could, because I saw it like when it first came out, and yeah, it was bad. From someone who's watched the anime at least 4 times, um, the adaptation is bad, honestly. But trying to look at it in a different sense, from the side where like, oh, like what if I've never seen the anime? Honestly, I've thought about it. That's another reason why this kind of took so long, was because I was trying to think about it, and it it it, I don't like the fact that it depicts American kids. Like, why does the main character have to be a social outcast? Like, why is, like, I don't get that. Like, why does he have to be a loser? You know, that doesn't make any sense to me. Um, like, it really doesn't. Like, why does, you know, like, why is the cheerleader girl so edgy and whatever? They didn't really. I've listened to other people. I forgot who else said it. Someone else said something about that. How, like, oh, we don't know anything about this girl, this and that. Like, why is she so crazy and all about death? Like, like all we have to go on is she likes murder films. I mean, so do I, but I'm not like a psycho killer. I'm not a psychopath. I do enjoy rough, gory films sometimes. Um, but let's just break it down. Let's start from like uh, basically people who have watched the anime and then watched the movie. You know, why the adaptation's bad in that sense. Um, it's honestly because, like, if you clearly watch the anime, then you know that L doesn't show his face. Like, no one's seen his face, and yet all they do is seem to show is L's face. Like you are the worst detective if the public has seen your face. Like, after the news um, interview, you know, like all of a sudden you start seeing his face. Then when he's chasing light, you see his face in public, and it's like, it's not what it's like. It's so stupid. Like, and I like, and then someone else, I forgot who it was. I do apologize. Um, I forgot who said it, but he basically said the exact same thing that I'm about to say. Why is Wateri's name just Wateri? Like, that's supposed to be his like code name, like his fake name, just like L. Like, L isn't his real name. Wateri was not his real name. That's why in the anime, Light had to get the Shinigami to kill him. You know, like, What else? I don't like how L was. I mean, again, people said it before. They like, oh, Light is such a bright student. He's such a bright kid. Not really. He's just average. He's just average, and he helps people cheat. You know, and I don't like how he was an outcast. Like, when I was in, it's like just because you're in high school doesn't mean you need to be an outcast. You know. Like why is his hair blonde? Like poorly, it's like an emo. He's just an emo kid, you know. I knew people who were in high school who they were popular with people. They played sports a little bit. They were smart. Like it doesn't make any sense. Like why do Americans? Why are they portraying Americans as like these frail, scared outcasts? Like were you a loser? Like I was a loser in high school for sure. But like I still find that annoying. Light's dad. What? Where's his mom and what happened to his mom and sister? Like what? That I didn't like that part, honestly. The ending was the only time Light felt like Light, where he's like, oh, I did this and this and that, and then I tricked her into doing this. I knew she didn't do that. I was like, okay, yeah, like that's the Light we knew. Is this supposed to be like a prequel? I mean, but it didn't seem like a prequel, and I know that everyone else said it, but Ryuk was the best one. He really was the best character, but they didn't really show him very much. Like, you couldn't really get attached to him as well as you would like to, And it's a shame, Because in the anime, he was kind of goofy and omnipotent and just, very vague and kind of like a trickster. And I did like that, And I don't like how they just seem to bend all the rules of the Death Note. Didn't like that. Didn't care for that at all. I remember how in the anime, Light's dad, he was like very authoritative, and in the movie he wasn't. He was kind of. He reminded me of like a drunk. Honestly, like somebody who was just a drunk, and I didn't care for that, honestly. That was kind of obnoxious. Like he didn't look. He didn't give off that authoritative. I'm a policeman. He gave off, I'm a drunk, washed up has-been of a person. I didn't really care for that. And then his girlfriend, the false Misa Amane. Didn't care for that. Like she was more like Kira, like the actual Light. I mean, from the Death Note. Like she killed the cops. And why like they couldn't use Ray Pember? That honestly just bothered me. Like I know that's such a such a stupid thing. But it actually did bother me. Like where's Ray Pember? Like I know he was only in it for like a couple episodes or whatever, but like that name really stuck out. You could ask anyone like who's Ray Pember, and they'd be like, oh yeah, he's the guy from Death Note. On the bus. That was such an iconic thing, really. I don't know. I do apologize if I repeat myself, if I say something twice over again. I do apologize for that. I don't know what else. Like, it kind of felt like a Final Destination movie. But just how gory and bad it was. Like they were trying to make a Final Destination. I call it Death Note. And I didn't care for it. And people who I don't know how people can like it, you know, at all. You know, like I really just don't understand how people can like it. You know, it seems kind of silly. You know, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, I don't know what to say without the fear of just repeating myself. You know, I mean, again, I don't understand how you can, like, going back to the watchery thing. You know, how I don't understand how you can just write someone's clearly fake name on the death note. You know, that you need a first and last name, not just an alias. You know, which is clearly an alias. Like, I believe people who, yeah, I would hope that people who first watch it, you know, who've never seen the anime, are like, well, it's clearly not his real name. Like, because the name is the first, middle, and last name, or just even a first and last name. You know, that's some alias. It really frustrated me, honestly. And I know what like people are gonna say. They're like, oh, you shouldn't, you know, go back to the anime based off this adaptation, blah blah blah. It's really it's hard. It's hard not to, honestly. You know, it'd be like reading all of, like, it'd be like reading comic books, or like watching like the Batman animated series, and then watching the movie. You know, and then you're like, what's going on? Like, that never happened. I get it's an adaptation, but like, there are good adaptations. Like, you can make good adaptations. It's not impossible. You know, you just can't make it stereotypical. Like, I didn't care for the new for the Death Note movie because they reminded me of Twilight. Like, I feel like I was watching Twilight, basically. You know, like, what is this? You know, and I don't care that he's white. Like, besides the whitewashing thing, you know, L was good. You know, he was black, clearly. I'm not sure if L in the anime series was British or Japanese. I don't really know. I wasn't really paying attention to that. You know, but whoever played L in the movie, the Netflix movie, did a good job. I mean, but I didn't. Someone else said it too. I forgot who it was, but he said that, you know, like, why does L need an excuse? Like, what does he need an excuse? It's like everything had to explain itself. You know, like when L was when he would eat sugar. You know, like, oh, the insulin from the blah 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 blah. It's like that's not really how it works. Like, he would just crash. You know, like, he just be on a sugar high. You know, like, I understand that, like, in Aruka 7 that they say that, like, sugar, you know, makes you happier or whatever, you know. But in the anime, you know, he wasn't messy with it. In the movie, he was super messy and just grabbing candy like he's a lunatic. You know, challenge round, dead collector. I don't know what this is. And I don't know, there's really nothing much else. Like, you know, like Light thought of himself as a god. You know, this one was afraid to use every little thing. And why was he not trying to hide the Death Note? Like, he didn't know this cheerleader chick. You know, like, it didn't make any sense. You know, to just show her, like how strong is your boner? You know, how strong is the boner force? You know, that you're just gonna show this girl and be like ultimate weapon of like annihilation. You know, like it is like the Death Note is the ultimate death weapon. You know, if it was a lantern, it'd be the black lantern, basically. You know. Oh, Max Animal. You know, so I didn't see that. He seemed very childish. Didn't care for it, honestly. Well, that's Bell. And Light, I mean, Light was very childish, very stupid. Yeah, very just average. Like nothing special. Wasn't a genius. You can definitely say someone's a genius in a million ways. But he didn't prove anything to me. There was no cat and mouse game. It was just more of like cat and mouse, and then here you go. Like it wasn't really. It wasn't a psychological thriller. It made me want to just punch myself in the face. Oh crap, huh? Gotta get away, gotta get away. Oh. It just didn't feel right. They basically took something and they made it they like dumbed it down to a Twilight like mentality, basically. Light wasn't really light. Like it didn't, like you couldn't connect to anyone. Someone else said it too, like everything felt rushed. Like here's all this craziness happening. Like, here's this, here's that, blah blah blah, and you're like, you don't, like what makes a good movie is that you become emotionally invested in a character. Whether it's 1, 2, 3 of them. Usually it's like a column of a few. But I've seen movies where it's like every character. I think Pulp Fiction did it very well. You're kind of invested in all of them. Even though that was kind of quick and just sporadic. They did a great job. I don't know, like what? I don't know. Obviously I am biased. I did try to. The one reason why I didn't really put this out, my thoughts on it, like right away, was because I saw other people's thoughts on it. I want to see what they would think. Like what were their thoughts on it? Before I started just spewing my own gibberish out there, and hate for the movie. But I was glad to see that other people had the same thoughts. They're like, it's hard not to think of it as, if you watch the anime, it's hard not to like look at the movie and look at the anime and be like, this movie's trash. Like they bastardized it basically. They just dumbed it down for an audience that I don't even believe exists. Not really. Like, and then Netflix tries to use that as like a selling point on their I saw it on Facebook actually. They're like, come check out Death Note. This is our new movie. Or bet whatever. It's like the Iron Fist. That was bad too.